What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate those of you that were hanging out waiting for the stream to start. For those of you watching replay, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. That way, when we do these live chats, you can take part right along with us. So going into the weekend, had a pretty heavy topic the last 2 days. So I figured we'd just do a random live Q&A, not really centered around anything specific, and speaking of last couple of days, I wanted to, I just can't get away from wearing anything Happyland right now. So I'm going with Shameless. My favorite fresher fragrance. The top is loads of just orange and black currant. Tart and fruity. Tart, fruity, and a little citric sharp. Starts settling to some slightly soapy lavender. You get some ambergris. Gives this musky aquatic feel. A lot of vanilla. I mean, there's an argument for this being my favorite versus Homme for the holidays. But I mean, like I said yesterday, gun to my head, I got to go Homme for the holidays. So I guess this makes number 2 my second favorite from Happyland. May EJ rest in peace for sure. Yeah, so it's been a little while since I've spent this much time with Happyland fragrances. It's sad. Such great creations and such a shitty situation revisiting. But it's nice to revisit, Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So Happyland Shameless for today. Let's get caught up in the chat, see who's wearing what and what's going on. Fragrance Fraternity's in the house wearing Ed Hardy Hearts and Daggers. That's my favorite Ed Hardy fragrance. That was my signature for a little while, back in like 2010-11 range. Let's hit that like button on the way in. That's what I'm talking about. Definitely hit that like on the way in, guys. Sean Connolly going to a football game later, low 60s. Going to bust out Pure XS Night from Paco Rabanne. I've never tried that one. Versace Mano Fresh. Hat of the day. Okay, here we go. Under Armour Supervent Royal Blue Texas Rangers. Another Rangers hat. So clearly a Rangers fan. That must be your main team. Besides Iris, you're big on incense. Fact. What are some of your top fragrances with incense? Niche, designer, clone, cheap. There's a lot. There's a lot. So fragrances like Amouage Epic Man, which is my favorite Amouage fragrance. We'll use that for the niche. As far as designer, there's a load of them. I would say, as far as a fresh one that utilizes it really well, Brioni Eau de Parfum Eclat. That's one of the reasons I like that one so much. It's grapefruit musk with some vibrant, bright, slightly sweet pink pepper and a nice dose of incense. So that would be a fresh designer that I really like. As far as a straight up cheapie that has it, I'm trying to think if anything comes to mind specifically as far as a cheapie. As far as clones, I got a smorgasbord of those that have incense. I would probably say something like Paris Corner's Emir Rifakat, the baby cat clone. That's got a beautiful labdanum frankincense note. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So there's just a few off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm a sucker for incense. That's why even Mystique has all labdanum and frankincense. I really wanted to create something with incense this last go round. DJ Sense, good to see you. Dolce & Gabbana, the one gray. Hope all is well. Good to see you, Josh. Hope you're doing well also. Andre says, hit that like button. Tyler, football chat this week, and if so, be able to join. So I haven't set one up. No football live stream on the other channel this week. I'm going to kind of unplug for the weekend. So that's why we're going to do this last live stream. That'll be until Monday. Going to unplug a bit for the weekend. I'm going to do some more content for the weekend. And I'm just going to kind of, for the most part, unplug from social media for Saturday and Sunday. And just kind of need a little bit of a break for this weekend. So in the day, why EDP? Can't go wrong there. Ryan, good to see you wearing El Gudo, because as you know, it's very Gudo. Last day of summer, what y'all wearing? So Happyland Shameless for me. 3 backups from Happyland in my mailbox right now. Why are you always speaking about fragrances? I'm waiting for workout talk, but it never happens. You guys want to tell him? Because randomly when I get asked about, fitness related stuff, we talk about it on a live stream. But do you guys want to tell him? I don't know if he's trying to be funny and troll or what, but you guys want to tell him what kind of channel this is? I think he's not grasping it. And he's a regular. So that's why I think he's trolling. Because there's no way he's serious. There's no way he's serious. Second Soul. Damn good fragrance. Smash that like button. Good to see you, Adolfo. Also excited because I have one bottle of 1 million Golden Oud scheduled. So the new flanker that just came out, along with Vertus Vanilla Oud. So you have an interesting and exciting package coming. Rest in peace to EJ for sure. Dino's in the house. How's your Friday so far? Wearing Mercedes-Benz Man Gray. I just liked your post on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook a few minutes ago. I can't complain. It's been a decent day so far. And I bought the women's version. They had it labeled as men's. Sheesh. Damn, that kind of stuff happens. Wearing a recent rack store pickup, Penguin Iconic Blend. That's a good one. So that particular line from Penguin, the cylinder style bottles, pretty much all of them are pretty good. My favorite's the original Penguin. The blue with the red cap has a kind of a bitter orange suede kind of smell to it. It's pretty good. After shower with light blue intense. That's a great fragrance. Boss Bottled Elixir for fall. That did a review on that one beginning of last week, I believe. I think that's one of the better designers to release this year. It's good stuff. Skulls and Roses to work, smelling like fierce. Scent of the night's going to be Eros. Ross Demand, wearing Perriello's Pure Blue, basically spicy Nautical Voyage. It's the most simple way to look at that one. It's good stuff. Starmin Nebula, I haven't tried it. And I haven't tried Amen Ultimate either. Found it pretty cheap, but never smelled it. Yeah, I haven't. I'm referring. I had a feeling. That's why I was like, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're trolling because you're a regular on the channel. Scent of the night, Burberry London. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt there. It's like he can't be serious. There's no way he's serious. So I appreciate you, Sempa. Brioni EDP for Devin. Had a hard time picking anything else lately. I guess I found the one that resonates most with me. It really is that good. It gives you the vibe and the feeling of a Fahrenheit without all the leather. The apple comes across really crisp without being too sweet and fruity at the top. Like I've said before, it's like a reimagining of Fahrenheit with some apple instead of leather. It's beautiful fragrance. Great base DNA for the line. All four of them are good. If you really like this one that much, because I've noticed you've said that's your scent of the day a lot lately, you should expand on the line. You'll like the line because the base DNA is in all of them pretty much. Yeah, I'm not surprised that you like it. So it's good stuff. Very surprised at how much I like it too. Like I had really been missing out. Not that it's been around forever or anything like that, but I had been missing out. It's good stuff. The whole line. Enrique, good to see you. Trying out Boss Bottled Elixir at Macy's. Very good one. I agree. Speaking of incense, that's a designer I could have threw in there for incense because it's dominant incense throughout. Rockboy T, what's going on? Wearing Blockade from Mind Games. I've heard that's kind of their Aventus, basically. No problem. Fingers crossed for your legendary gate. I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully we have a bounce back this week. In the redraft league, it's just been plagued with injuries. And, super tough loss in the franchise. I lost by 1 point. That was frustrating. We had the highest scoring game, and I lost by 1 point. I was second highest scoring team in the league. When it was all said and done, I lost by 1 point. That was frustrating. So I'm 1-1 in my Dynasty League. Mancera Wave Musk does not get enough love. That's actually a really, really good fresh fragrance. Prada Black, I was getting ready to order that hat when you went live. This hat, the 3930. I just bought some more hats. I had a 47 brand hat package come in. I just bought some more stuff from Lids. It's hat season for me. This is when I re-up on the hat collection every year. I normally like end of winter, spring into summer. It's very rare that I buy hats. I might get something here and there, but fall and winter, beginning of winter, like basically autumn season, that's when I buy a lot of my hats because that's when football season ramps up. And even though it's mainly football season, I'm mainly buying Saints hats around that time, but I buy some baseball hats, random stuff like that. Passe Soir X Straight by BDK. I have not. We covered it when it got announced in one of the live streams, one of the split screen live streams, but I haven't tried it myself. Svengali, what's going on? Wearing Wonderland. Smelling like Beach Hut, man. Nice and green. Honor and Glory. Pineapple upside down cake with earthy spiciness because of the turmeric. Exactly. You nailed it. That's exactly what it smells like. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Wearing Pure Malt. First time wearing it early spring. It's one of my all-time favorites. So if you like a good whiskey patchouli, That's basically what it is, a whiskey note, and it dries into the Amen DNA, that patchouli. It really is all that. I'm glad it's one of the two. I only have two Amen flankers. I have that and pure coffee, and they both dry down the same. They all dry down. Not all of them. Most of them dry down to just Amen. And they have a different top. And it's basically that with those. I get sweet boozy, and then I have robust coffee, rich coffee, and then they dry down to the same. So I'm with you on pure malt. It's phenomenal. I'm glad I have it. There was a time a couple of years ago, guys, for those of you that don't know, that those were in the rack stores. I bought those for $40 a piece at TJ Maxx. Amen fragrances of all things. It's crazy, right? That was like 4 years ago. It's been a while. Found City Rhythm and Sphinx fragrances because of you and love them. Are there any other cool indie houses to try? There's always some. I got a package from Sammy for the first time in a long time. Sammy reached out to me that day, Sammy Andrus. And I've had them for a few days now. I'm thinking maybe Monday. That'll be our topic stream. I have like 5 or 6 fragrances from Sammy's inspired line, clones and stuff like that, and a couple originals, but mostly inspired by stuff. I haven't pulled the bubble wrap off of them, so I don't know which ones. I figure we'll save it for a live stream, so Monday I'll do that. So Sammy Andrus fragrances would be a good one to check out. But Day 3 fragrances, that's like a must-try independent niche house. Obviously Happyland. I mean, we've been talking about that for a couple of days now because of the passing of EJ. It's, trying to shed some light on the brand, kind of, funnel some financial support towards his household during this tough time. But yeah, City Rhythm and Sphinx are phenomenal. Day 3 fragrances is phenomenal. Icon de Parfum does great work. Trying to think who else. Authenticity makes some really good fragrances that are super affordable. Summer Vibes, Fresh Boss, Tobacco Boss, Barbershop. They got some good stuff. Clean Musk. That's like my favorite musky fragrance. It's incredible. So there's a few good ones to check out for sure. There's more beyond what that's just the first ones that come to mind for me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They even used it, like the star logo is similar to the star on the Amen bottles. Hi there from Iran. I have kind of a strange question. Have you noticed Mancera perfumes have a curved straw? My Mancera Red Tobacco has a straight one though. Is that the sign of a fake one? I'm not sure. I've never been asked that before. I never really paid it any attention. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Well, here's my rebuttal question. Does it not smell like what you've been told it smells like, or did you sample it prior and it just doesn't smell the same? Is it a ridiculous performer like Nuclear Monster Beast? Like there's follow-up questions I would have. I would check the batch code versus checkfresh.com. Go to checkfresh.com, look at your batch code on the bottom of the bottle and type it in and see if the batch code's even legit. Because that I'm not sure with that. If you're not buying from reputable sources, I mean, it all depends. It's not always about saving every dollar. Sometimes you want to make sure you're buying from a reputable source first and foremost. So I'm really not sure. That's an interesting question, though. I wish I had a better answer for you, but that's the first thing I would do is check the batch code on checkfresh.com. Gladiator Oud working perfectly, getting ready for hurricane weather coming up in Philly. Well, but damn. Fusion Dissay. That is some good stuff. Wore it not that long ago to the beach. Josh, good to see you. Thoughts on Grand Soir? That is a gorgeous. It's underappreciated for how much fizzy benzoin it has in the top. It's known as an amber vanilla, and it's super intoxicating. That thing lingers in the air. You walk in a room, it's going to stay in the room when you walk out for a decent, surprising amount of time. It'll linger. Very intoxicating, perfectly unisex. It's that simple. There's other notes to it, but it's all about this delicious vanilla, warm amber, and the benzoin has kind of a fizziness to it, a little bit of effervescence. It's very bright. Gives it a bit of a pop, and obviously adds to that ambery, warm feel with the vanilla. Like it's a great note to blend with vanilla. Gorgeous. One of MFK's best. It's gorgeous. 9 p.m. Can't go wrong there. I'm too new to know the hate for Ross, but I couldn't believe the vitriol I saw in group yesterday over the mention of going to the gym in your post about EJ. How do you live rent free? yesterday over in a group. Oh, yeah. I mean, man, there's so many people that hate me. It's unreal. People that actually, if you actually hated me, you wouldn't watch everything I do. EJ was on my mind. It's been in my content. I don't give a fuck who likes it or not. I don't give a fuck who thinks what 10 ways to Sunday. I don't. I don't care what any of these people think, guys. They can make up, they can all live in their fantasy worlds and make up all the things they want about me. I genuinely don't care. I live a great life. I'm saddened by the passing of my actual friend, contrary to what anybody wants to fucking believe. I don't care what other people think. If one of Dion's quotes recently, how can I care about your opinion of me if it doesn't align with the opinion I have of myself? You know, if you go through your days worrying about what everyone else thinks, I bet that's miserable. And, you know, there was a time in my life where I really concerned myself with others' opinions, and it helped over time to free me of giving a shit about other people's opinions of myself. You know? So look at it that way. I mean, everybody wants to post about me, make videos. More power to each and every, God bless each and every one of you if that's what you want to spend your time doing. It's all make-believe la la land. It's all your opinion of me. And it's just like assholes, like the saying goes, everybody's got one. I'm not out here trying to change your opinion. If that's what you think of me, that's what you think of me. I don't care. I don't care. And on that note, I appreciate you, Sean. You're always here. You're a regular, you're a channel member, and I appreciate you, man. I really do. Speaking of football, can you imagine prime Drew Brees had a defense of this caliber, would have multiple chips? Man, we should have had one more. We should have had one more. That's all I wanted was one more. One more. Just like I wish Aaron Rodgers would have got one more. But, I mean, now he's getting injuries. He's getting old now. So that level of greatness at the position, one, yeah, it's awesome that they managed to get one. Not just for the Saints with Drew. Drew was good enough to deserve one. But, man, I just wish we had – there was a window of like 4 or 5 seasons where we had a real shot to get another one. Not just the Minnesota Miracle year, not just the no call against the Ram, not just those 2 years. We had a few years where we were genuinely a favorite to make it to the Super Bowl, and it just didn't happen. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I am thankful we got the one. I still, to this day, can't believe the Saints won a Super Bowl in 2009. You know, I'll take it because it's something growing up I never thought I would see. I never thought I would see. Just like I've been asked about when Sean Payton left the team and then ended up getting traded so he could go to Denver and all that. I can't get mad at Sean Payton. He brought us a Super Bowl. I'll never be mad at Sean Payton. More power to. I'm rooting for Denver to bounce back because I like Russell Wilson and I love Sean Payton. So I'm not a Denver Bronco fan by any means. I don't dislike the Broncos, but I'm rooting for a bounce back for Russell Wilson because he's got Sean Payton with him, and I'm rooting for Sean Payton's success. You know, because that's our coach. That'll always be our coach. He'll be in the Saints Ring of Honor at some point. And I mean, Drew Brees is going to be a Hall of Famer at some point as well. I don't know if he's going to get the nod for first ballot. Like, of course, as a Saints fan, I feel he should with all of the passing stats, but I know I'm really expanding on what you said here, but man, I would have loved to see us get another one, of course. If nothing else, for Drew's legacy. Obviously, as a fan, I would have loved the team to have 2 Super Bowls. But for Drew's legacy, I would have loved to have a second one because then it's a no-brainer first ballot Hall of Famer with 2 rings in those stats. So it is what it is. I'll never feel like we wasted it because there was years where it was great being a Saints fan. And look, I'm riding with my team. I just don't expect any real playoff runs. We're winning close games, but at least we're winning. But I'm not expecting this to be a Super Bowl team. You know, I don't think anybody thinks we're a Super Bowl team. Sphinx Elixir, that's good stuff. I need to throw that back in the rotation. Side note from Fragrance Talk, which is what the channel is about, indeed. I saw quite a few Nike Air Max Flyknit Racer Royal Blue at your local Burlington. Really? Really? That's interesting because I'm always on the look. That's when I go to rack stores, I go to the fragrances first. I go to the shoes, I check out the hats, then I look at the clothes. It's in that order of importance for me. I check out the fragrances first. So I start recording just in case we're going to get a rack store video out of it. And once I go through the fragrances, I don't expand beyond it if there was nothing I was grabbing or nothing noteworthy. I got several trips worth of footage of just nothing. I could make a video of look at this bust over the last couple of weeks. But I'm always on the hunt for stuff. That's all stuff I like, So I'm with you on that. I'm always keeping an eye out on the shoes too, because you never know what you can find. I found some cool shit at the rack stores as far as shoes too. I got some Air Max 270 fly knits a couple of years ago but the shoes, they're back. I've seen Iversons. I've seen a multitude of cool things, not necessarily in my size. I've seen the Blue Pearl Toe Questions not that long ago it was at Burlington. So the shoes are back. The shoes are back at the rack stores. I'm sickly a Jets fan. Man, I feel for you. I felt so bad when that happened. Oh, excuse me. Carbonation. I felt so bad when that happened because I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I like it. I've liked Aaron Rodgers for years and years and years. I mean, there was a year at his peak, early days of Aaron Rodgers, when it was clear he was the best quarterback in football and he was still the best quarterback in fantasy. I took him number 1 in the redraft league one year. I'm not in that league anymore. This was over 10 years ago. And I won that year too. And I took Aaron Rodgers first overall. That was when we had random picks for it wasn't based on, it was in a different league. It wasn't based off of how you finish like my main league. So my stomach turned a little bit for you guys when that Achilles popped. I said, oh no. Because I had such high hopes for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets this year. I really did. Club de Nuit Untold. I plan on putting that in the rotation here soon. I'm going to wear that this fall. Leans more masculine than the original. I never even tried the Eau de Parfum, actually. Tarothi Blue. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend as well. Javanti Reserve Privé. Getting colder here in Norway. Hope you're doing all right. 1 million lucky. Oh, yeah. Better. Definitely doing better. I mean, I still have EJ on the mind, obviously. It's fresh. It just happened. That's why I'm wearing Happyland. I can't get away from Happyland fragrances right now. It's on my mind, But aside from that, still got to go through the days. I still going to make my content, still going to go to the gym. Still got to go through. Life goes on. You just don't forget, So I'm saying now it's always going to be in the back of my mind. 9 a.m. dive. Haven't worn that one in quite some time. That's a really good freshie. That was a good move by Offnan to put that out. I wonder if that's that's probably in the package that he sent me. We'll find out. We're going to open them up on Monday. Good small brand and try. Okay, I've never tried them. Never heard of them. I haven't tried King Blue yet. A sales rep let me smell the dry and I love it. She gave me a sample. Scared to spray it on me because everyone said the opening is so barnyard. Justin had a very mixed opinion because I saw a little bit of his live stream when he did the first impressions on it. I still haven't gotten around to it. I will try it sooner than later. I'm going to try it. I still haven't tried myself. I've heard a big old mixed bag of stuff about that one. I think it's the worst frag YSL ever released. I've heard stuff like that too. Saunders sent, what's going on? Killian Lorverte or Ver, could be Ver, Verte. Scent of the day for the Rangers versus Mariners game. We're in Missoni Wave, still 95 degrees in Texas. Well, you picked a really good scent. Mentioning musk, Offnan Pure Musk is wow. A bit feminine, but man, that's 10 hours of clean musk if you were you were in the clouds. Noted. Jean, good to see you. Do you ever think you might be going nose blind to Elysium? Because I can't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of fragrances. That's the issue. That's the majority. It's not always the fragrance is weak. Usually your nose taps out, because our nose is actually a survival. It's kind of a survival sense. It's to detect danger, primally it's to detect danger and warn you of things. And if it senses no sense of if there's no sense of urgency, it'll just subside its sensitivity because your body's not treating it as a threat. That's how your olfactive system works. That's how your sense of smell works. So people, by the way, love the Astros avatar. I got a bunch of Astros stuff came in. Ordered some more Astros stuff today, actually, as far as hats. But yeah, that's usually the case. People will think everything's just super, super weak, certain things, and that's actually not the case. I have not. I'm not familiar. You ever smelled Insurrection Wild too? I have. Once in a first impressions. I'm waiting until it cools down to spend some time with it because I'm going to do a review this winter on it. Well, I mean, it smells like pure Havana. It's a honey tobacco. It's nice. It's the one of the Insurrection fragrances that gets the most love. If you want a sweet tobacco, it's a relatively safe play because it's, low $20 range. Sometimes you can even find it under $20. And it's a good fragrance. It smells like pure Havana. I mean, the quality's not as good, but for $20, I mean, come on. There's a reason that the love has never stopped for that fragrance over the years, because there was a time when it was super hype years ago. Profondo Lights. Next time you pick up from Aroma Concepts, think about giving the Pandora Privé clone a try. I can't say how close it is to the OG, but addictive. Noted. I may request that. Beast Mode. The batch code's authentic. Smells syrupy at first and sweet and creamy. Mancera Collective, all of them have curved except this one. It might just be an anomaly then. If it seems legit and that's the one thing making you question it, then it's just that random. It just got cut differently than the rest. I wouldn't sweat it then. If it passes the scent test and performance and the batch code's legit and all that good stuff, you're good. I wouldn't go off of the curvature of the stem for the atomizer. I mean, I understand your cause for concern. I get it. But based on everything you just told me, you're good. I wouldn't sweat it at all. If it passes all of that, you're good. Tell him, Ross, no filter aroma is my piece. Yeah. Well, that is me being filtered, because I could really be a petty dickhead son of a bitch. And I just don't want to be that way. I don't want to do that because I have a great life and I have a lot to be thankful for. So I don't want to let petty people that choose to do petty things to me anonymously, publicly, all these different things. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. And I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I don't know what else to tell these people. Thanks for watching. I mean, I really don't know, because it's like I said, things are good. I have a lot to be thankful for. So, I mean, that's just part of it. I got to accept this stuff. It's kind of the burden that comes with the blessing. Got a lot of blessings, so there's bound to be some burdens to go with it. The balance, the natural balance of things. So I'm good with whatever people want to say about me. I'm good with it. It's fine. I once bought fake Gucci Pour-Homme by mistake. Oof. After a few months, noticed it was fake from the box. Smelled like the real deal, though. If you enjoy it and it didn't cause any skin issues for it, as long as you didn't pay too much, Too grown to be worried about haters. I wouldn't pay them no mind. I'll skip right over. So I used to pay a little bit of mind to it. But after the last stint, like when I did that live stream and said it was going to get blown out of proportion, and it did, I went ahead and pulled it down because I got tired of hearing bullshit about it. Because it's like, all right, I've tried being nice. I've tried trolling back. I've tried all those things. So whatever. I just let all the shit go. Aside from you guys talking about it right now, this is probably the most activity I've seen in a while because I ignore everything. People have stopped sending me screenshots of stupid shit and everything because I've asked those around me, please. I don't care. Don't send me these things. So God knows what's being said or posted. I don't care. I don't care. It's a sad time. Grow up. Take a break for a few days, people. Take a break. Slow down on the hate for a little bit. Or what you want to call hate, whatever. Fandom. That's what I call it. Well said, man. I agree. By the way, I haven't mentioned it in thoughts, but prayers to you and EJ's family. Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what it's like over in Ohio right now. I can't imagine. I wish I was a little bit closer because I'd like to go to the services. It's not really all that practical, but I'd love to be there. I need to talk to Rick and see when the services are, just in case anybody wants to know. I don't know if they want to put that public knowledge or not, though, so I'll let that be. That's not up to me to decide. That if they want to put that out, they'll put that out, but prayers for the family for sure. Today's Green Irish Tweed. Excellent choice. God bless you. Right back at you. Right back at you. Lydia, good to see you. Popping in for a minute. Scent of the day is Alexander the Great, version of Alexandria 2. I've never tried Alexandria 2, but from what I understand, it's the same fragrance is what I have, Ormond Jane Xandria. To my knowledge, it's the same thing. So if so, you smell incredible. If they are pretty much the same fragrance, then you smell incredible. Oh man, for me, you're such an inspiration. I told you this many times. I don't know why, but when I feel really down, got tongue twisted, I go run and I listen to you. It calms me down and lifts me up. Well, I appreciate that, and that's a very kind gesture and sentiment for you to share that with me and everyone here. And that's why I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, there's no way he's being serious. You know, you're a regular here. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the kind words. Cool Water Intense, hoping for better fantasy football scores this time around. You and me both. It was a bad week last week. I lost in both leagues and lost by 1 point in one of them. That was so frustrating. Ricky Tomatoes, what's going on? What's your favorite gourmand, and why is it Cafe Beignet? You mean Cafe du Monde, and beignets from Cafe du Monde, I think is what you meant. Unless there's a fragrance called Cafe Beignet that I've never tried. I'm not a big gourmand guy. I like gourmand facets to certain fragrances, but I don't like it to be just the whole idea of the fragrance. Like Aurum, George's new release. It's not just a gourmand. I call it a honey amber gourmand because it's just as much about amber as it is about honey. And you don't lose the honey ever at any point. The cinnamon, it's got a little bit of creaminess, but it's not like super milky and lactonic or anything. Like there's gourmand facets to it. It's the most gourmand thing George has ever released. If you take Andrea's fragrance out of it, because you got to take the Zed Craters out of it, because that's not a standard Zaharoff house release. So just give you an idea. But like stuff like that is more my jam, where there's sweet, delicious things to it, but that's not all it is. Because just smelling like dessert all the time, that's not always the thing for me. Like Ferragamo Uomo, I greatly appreciate. It smells like coffee cake. It's easy to use as an example. There's a lot of people love that fragrance. I love that fragrance. I just don't wear it that much because it's not all the time I want to smell like coffee cake. Same thing with Dolce Diablo from Narcotica. It's a beautiful dark chocolate, honey, apricot, bunch of cognac. It smells delicious. I don't always want to smell like something edible, you know? Certain facets to it, sure, a nuance that'll come and go when it comes to, edible sweet notes, but not just start to finish the whole time. I have a sweet tooth. That kind of stuff bothers me. It'll make me want to snack, just smelling candy and pastries and stuff like that all the time. So that's where I appreciate things like coffee fragrances. Like I'd rather a good sweet coffee fragrance than something that smells like a dessert cake. So I don't really have a favorite gourmand. I know it was a long-winded explanation for your question, but I don't really have a favorite gourmand. You'll be waiting a long time. Won't be in my lifetime, by the way the organization's going. Yeah, there you go. So a lot of people do the push-pull legs thing. I do the bro split. I do muscle groups. Always have. Like today was shoulders and traps. Tomorrow's biceps and triceps. And then I'm going to take a rest day Sunday. Then Monday, I'll do a cardio day with some core. Then Tuesday's going to be legs. Wednesday's going to be chest. Thursday's going to be back. Then I'll probably do another cardio and core day to get to Sunday. So like Sunday every week now, since football season is going to be a real rest day. And then I have somewhere in the middle of my split, I have a kind of an active recovery, active rest day. That's where I do cardio, and I'll do like the ab wheel and hanging leg raises, wood chippers on a cable, stuff like that. Work the core. That's pretty much what I do. Good to see you. Welcome. Barbershop by Happyland. I bought Wonderland and Inlandish last night. Can't wait to get them. Boy, that's some potent fragrances right there. I hope you enjoy them. You clearly like the masculine stuff since you went with Barbershop. No, I approve of that cap, brother. Who dat? Hell yeah. I'm going to behave today. Ross is a genuine good dude, in my opinion. Let the haters assume what they want. What they think has zero to do with you. I can't force people to think certain ways about me. I can't force people to have certain opinions. People formulate whatever they want to formulate, and that's fine. I mean, I do the same thing about them. So, but I appreciate the kind words, and definitely. Who dat? Do you ever get any static recording in the store by management? No, not once. Not even one time. All the rack store videos I've done, not even once. Howard Dunhill. Well, I only have a few. I have Dunhill Desire Blue and the original, the red bottle. I have Nordic Fougere, and I have Icon Racing. That's the only ones that I have. Well, no, is that the only ones I have? I think that's the only ones I have. So I don't have an extensive knowledge of their fragrances, just a few. But the ones I have are really nice. Pure Excess Night, I would say. So you're doing the voice to text. Because when you said excess, it read it as the word excess. That tells me you're doing the voice to text. I would say that it's a resinous caramel, almost gourmand smelling version of Ultra Male, but not as potent. Truly sorry about the passing of your friend. I appreciate that, Brett. EJ was a great man. Great man. For those of you that didn't see DDLD's tribute video, you really should. You really should. It's a great guy talking about a great guy. That was a great tribute. I shared it on my community page as well. And get yourself more of Mugler. Amen line. Pure Havana. Crypto Mint I've smelled, and Ultra Zest I've smelled. They're both really good. Pure Tonka I've always wanted to try. And Pure Leather. I've always wanted to get my nose on Pure Leather. Great fragrances. Do you have the? I do have an old bottle of Mugler cologne back when it was still called Terry Mugler cologne. Yeah. Yep. And it's not spoiled or anything. Still soapy, fresh, green, citrus. Beautiful. What size shoe you wear? I'm guessing you shouldn't have trouble finding your size. I'm a size 15. That ain't easy. Depends on the brand and the last. So anywhere's from 8 to 9.5. I know it's a wide range, but it depends on a lot of things, dress shoes, stuff like that. But typically in Under Armour, I wear 8.5 for their training shoes and running shoes. With Nike, I typically wear a 9. With Jordan Retros, I typically wear a 9 for the most part. Certain ones I can wear an 8.5 because they run so big. But I'm kind of mostly in that range. I'm 5'7". I'm not a giant guy by any means. People like to make jokes that I'm 5'2". It's fucking stupid. I don't know when they ever assume that. I think they just want to exaggerate. But not the tallest guy, obviously. I think it gets exaggerated because of pictures of me and George on the internet because he's just so tall that it makes me look that much shorter. I'm much closer to the average size than George is. George is 6'4" and wears shoes that make him 6'2". I mean, 6'6" and 6'7". They add 2 to 3 inches, the stuff he wears, the designer shoes and stuff. So it makes me look even shorter. I happen to have a lot of friends that are taller than me, much taller than me. So it makes me look that much shorter. So it's kind of a running joke on the internet, which I get it. I understand. It's all good. The Boz has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you, Boz. Greetings from Israel. Love your work. Quick question. Best fragrances, fresh and sweet at the same time? Ooh, that's a good question. Fresh and sweet. So something like Polo Red Eau de Toilette. Fresh, fruity, sweet. Like Sean John I Am King. Fresh, fruity, sweet. There's so many. I'm trying to pinpoint ones that just smell really, really good. God, there's so many. Paris Corner Kisa, but you got to like florals too, though. But it's full of citrus and fruits, very, very fresh and watery. It's a fruity sweetness. Then, let me give you something good. Haymaker from Happyland's got a sweet citrus. It's kind of in the same vein of Louis Vuitton L'Immensité with some ginger. Gotta like ginger too, though. But it's a beautiful sweet citrus. Isola Blue from Rodgers Parfums. Beautiful, fresh, but very sweet green type of citrus feel. That's the ones that come to mind immediately. Thanks for asking. That was a great question. Bond number 9, Dubai Amber, not for the faint of heart. Scent of the Bay, one of the best names on YouTube, $5 soup chat. Made it back in for a live chat. Buying into the Paris Corner hype and picked up You're Drugged. Never tried that one. A clone of Killian Intoxicated. Scent of the day is Eau de Beau. I love the name. Love the name. Never tried it. But thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate you. How are you feeling about Colorado-Oregon game? I mean, nobody's really expecting them to beat Oregon, but I bet it's going to be a thrilling game. I bet it's going to be closer than people are anticipating because it's just hard to count Colorado out of anything right now. I'm not going to go into it thinking they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a good game. I want to be home for that. Actually, we have a lot going on tomorrow. I'm going to be out and about a long time tomorrow, so I have to avoid social. Part of unplugging from social media is I don't want to know anything about that game because I can't get to the TV to watch the game till later in the evening, and I record every game. So I'm going to watch that tomorrow evening, and I don't want to know nothing. I'm going to do my Sin of the Day post, but I am not looking at my feed because I don't want to know what's going on in the game. Sandy, good to see you. 2 cents wearing ATH Addicted and a sample of Creed Absolute Aventus with a bottle on the way. No, because I actually don't own anything from Nisho. I've had a decant of Atomic Rose. I've smelled Musk Therapy in a video with Andrea and Justin. I had a decant of Side Effect. I've had a decant of Rehab, but they didn't just move me to where I felt like I had to have them, so I never bought a bottle. Threw it back with Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette today. Forgot how much I enjoyed. I mean, it's going to be timeless. That's going to be one of those fragrances that's still going to be good in 20 years. So it's hard to beat. Tonka Cola. Spicebomb Extreme versus Night Vision EDP. That's easy for me because I like Night Vision EDP more. I find it's a bit more unique. Spicebomb Extreme has been hyped to death. Don't get me wrong. Every Spicebomb fragrance is good in my opinion. That's why I buy them as soon as they release. I buy them right away. But for me, Night Vision EDP offers something a bit more interesting with the pistachio, the nutty notes accord, that creamy almond pistachio feel with spices, with a little bit of that Invictus bubblegum sweetness, just a little bit. It's kind of complex for what it is. There's a lot going on. It's a beastly performer. I just think it's great. I do. I think it's great. It's, like I said, it's an easy choice for me with Spicebomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum. What's shaking, boss? Exactly. What's your opinion on layering a fragrance with something like Ice Sweet Super and Brox and make it last longer? I've heard a lot of people like to do that. With me, it's not so much about performance. I plan accordingly with how things perform on me, unless it's the first time I wear it. Then, I mean, I'll learn as I go. But I typically don't like to spray anything together. Now, in the evenings when I'm testing stuff, I might have something on this arm, something on this hand, something on this hand, and something on this arm, plus what I'm wearing. That's about... it's technically layering, but I'm just testing other things, and I had already sprayed something on. So as far as adding the molecule fragrances, I've never really done that. I mean, I've tried things before. Like I have Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume, which is basically molecule 02, I think. Well, no, that's because that's Ice Louis Super. It's basically like ambergris. It's Cetilox, but it's basically ambergris. And I've done that before, but it's like, I'd rather just spray something by itself, but that's just me. So I'm not really the layering type. Could I get a lot more content if I did that? Because it's a thing for layering? Sure, I could, but it's just something I don't do. That's why you never really hear me speak about it, other than when somebody asks me about it in a chat. Holy shit. In YouTube, I see that giant super chat. We'll get to that in a little bit. I appreciate you. We're going to get to that in a second. I don't want to skip ahead or anything. What's this? You got a new crowd? LOL. Same old crowd, Boz. It's been the same crowd for years when it comes to that stuff. Let's see. Hi, Ross. I chat 2 cents. Oh, did you type that again? Yeah, you typed it again. You expanded on it. Received a sample of Altair yesterday, and it's a great release. I've heard good things. Omos got it recently. I haven't heard his thoughts on it. I hardly know anyone here. Oh, that's the crowd you meant. No, it's a lot of the same people. It's because of the time of day that I go live, you never know who we're going to get, boss. You never know who we're going to get. But there's one constant, and that is you, sir. That is the boss. Nice warm day here where I live. I'm wearing Aqua Cinziale Colonia. That doesn't get any love. That's good stuff. Beautiful green, vetiver, a little bit of ambroxan. It's good stuff. Since the day, love this fragrance. It is good. Signature rosé. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Not every week, but most weeks you'll see that in the evenings. Like, was it this week? No, last week. Last week I lathered up the shave set and sprayed the fragrance. As soon as I walked in the room after I'd shaved, wife said, "Ooh, you're wearing rosé." It's good stuff, man. Hope you're enjoying it. Facts, Ross. Conditions of the blessing. Blessings come with burdens too. There's always a balance. There's a natural balance in life. You can't have something great without something that's technically bad, but depending on how you handle it, it's not really all that bad. So, Jeremy made strange shorts on YouTube about him. Jeremy always makes strange shorts on YouTube about himself. I was cracking up the other day. So Jeremy came across my Instagram feed, and it was about S-Boy by Draco. And I thought any logical viewer that saw this had to think the exact same thing as me. He talked about how he's not allowed to lie. And I thought of me, I giggled. I'm like, you just told everybody that you're implying that there's other times that you lie by saying that. Like, but everything's strategic with him, believe it or not. He does that to create talking points for people. Jeremy is much, much more strategic than people think he is. He does these things on purpose because here we are talking about it. You know, here you are. You mentioned it. It sparked me to add to it. It's brilliant when you talk about creating relevance and are enhancing relevance and being a talking point. It's actually brilliant. He doesn't mind. He doesn't take himself too seriously. That's why he posts the things he posts. He makes a lot of money off of it, off of doing it. That's why he does it. Dropping in late. Dan, not the man, the best name on YouTube. What's going on, man? Swiss Arabian, Shagaf Oud Azrak. Just amazing. The dry down. Oof. Great weekend all. Haters feed and thrive on negativity. Indeed, they do. Signature Rosé is amazing. I agree. I can't complain. I cannot complain. It's a good day. It's a better day overall. Life is good. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of blessings, a lot of things to be thankful for. I was talking to Joe Dry Down Low Down earlier today while I was at the gym. We talked for a little bit, and we're better for it. For having known EJ. EJ was such a great guy. You come across people in your life that you learn life lessons from. You take little tidbits of them with you. That's just the way evolving as a person works. You know, there's certain people in your life you're meant to come across for reasons you don't understand. Sometimes you figure it out down the line. Sometimes you don't. But that kooky old quack, as he liked to call himself, very much had a unique sense of humor mixed with his wild creativity, and it made for a memorable human that will not be forgotten in this community. He made for a very memorable human, and everybody that got to know him feels that way. Will echo my sentiments. So I know that's why you're asking how I'm doing. I'm good. I'm good. Like I said, I talked to Joe again this morning. We've been talking on and off for the last couple of days, as you can imagine. Because we're both very close with EJ. And just thankful to have known EJ, what it comes down to. EJ was a wonderful, wonderful person. Thank you for asking. Not really. I used to watch the Hodge twins more when they did. Like, I still watch the conservative twins thing from time to time. They come up on my feed when they're doing some funny shit about current events. But back when they were strictly like fitness or would like do their post-workout meals in the car and stuff, when they were mostly just comedy and fitness, that's when I watched. But I don't really like. I watch Bradley Martin just for the entertainment side of it. Him and Sarah, they're back and forth. Their chemistry is great shit on camera. Sarah blew up. She gained 500,000 subscribers in a month. In a month, she's almost got 1 billion views in 1 year on YouTube. Sarah Safari, for those of you that watch fitness content, almost 1 billion views in 1 year on YouTube. She's got like 1.5 million subscribers in 1 year. Go ahead, girl. And she don't flaunt sexuality and stuff like that. Like, I'm so happy for her. She doesn't have to go that route. She's just a funny, cool chick that's into fitness and everything. Cool sense of humor. Very dry sense of humor. And she's making a killing. And she blew up. My God, she blew up. She's got shorts videos with like 50 plus million views and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. More power to her. Speaking of fitness stuff on there. Like, I don't go looking for advice and stuff. Like, I go for the entertainment side of some of it. Like, I used to watch Chris Jones. I still watch him from time to time. Chris Jones. Like, some of you have seen the About That Life stringer tank top that I have. That's from years ago. Pump Chasers. So I've been watching him on and off for years. I used to watch Jerry Ward. God rest his soul. He passed not that long ago. Bio S3. Used to watch him. But it's on and off over the years. It's more for the entertainment side and good conversation, but I don't really like active. Like, I see the Sam Sulik stuff on TikTok and all that. I bet Sam's a cool motherfucker to work out with. But that's about the extent of it. I'm not going around looking for like new movements for rear delt and things like that. They have hippy dippy stuff and they have stuff that just works. And I've learned all the different things that just worked a long time ago. So I've seen all the different variety. But interesting question, though. I appreciate you asking. Obviously, I expanded upon it because, like I said, it's more for the entertainment side of things. I like seeing the personalities more. I would like to think that's why a lot of you watch me. You can go hear about some fragrances on a plethora of different things. I would like to think one of the reasons you come to this live stream is for my personality. Just to talk to me, basically, not necessarily just about fragrances. Second Soul, great choice. I mean, it's sad. And I'm not even the most successful person in this space. Far from. I don't have a silver play button plaque yet. There's a bunch of people that have it. I don't. Fingers crossed, hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why me? Who cares? That's where I'm at. I used to think, why me specifically, but I really don't care. I don't care to ever find out, honestly. I hear a lot of big podcasters say never read the comments. People are just full-time haters. Yeah, a lot of people are. I guess that's what makes them feel purposeful. It's a lot of that stuff these days. I read the comments because I want to engage, And don't get me wrong, the bigger the channel gets, the more the comments I get, the more I understand why people disengage from the comment section. I read a lot of stupid shit every day. You might not necessarily see all of it because I get rid of the shit. And like I said, I get it. I understand why people disengage from the comment section, but I'm also not some gigantic channel either. Like, for our space, I'm a sizable channel. I'm not, like I said, far from the biggest. But overall on YouTube, I'm not that big of a channel. I'm a drop in the bucket. 86,000 subscribers sounds great. It's great. But when you look at the grand scheme of YouTube, drop in the bucket. Just in our space, in our particular niche, sizable. Again, not even top 10 size of our niche, but I've had some success and I'm thankful for that. And that's because of you guys, but it all comes with it. It all comes with having some success. You're going to get some bullshit. And because I'm probably one of the more unique and polarizing personalities in our space, it's natural that I'm going to be the one to get the most shit. It's natural. I think, anyways. I bet you are, boss. That's the hard parts, the first 2 weeks. First 2 weeks can be hurting everywhere. I'm happy to hear you back working out, though, man. Health is wealth. Health is definitely wealth, boss. It is what it is. It is what it is. God bless all of them, I don't know if I would say I'm the most respectful. I try to be pretty respectful, but I also like to fuck with people too. I like to pick. I like to ball bust and stuff like that. But I have no malice with anyone. Anybody that takes anything malicious from me, they're taking it wrong because I'm not trying to be malicious. But I appreciate the kind words. I really do. Let's see. I appreciate you, boss. I appreciate the kind words. One positive from all the trolls that we've seen in the lives, I can say, is always share a laugh from them. Turn negative to positive. Bentley for Men Intense. Why do you post your frag, etc.? Yeah, that was like 2 days ago. Why do you always post your fragrance in your content? What? It's a fragrance channel. You're right about that, Andy. Juju, sin of the day is Rochas Man. Thank you for the videos. Much love. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Sean, appreciate the super chat. Got ahead, but quick update. Atrium will be announcing tomorrow that Mr. Fragrant will be available again. Okay, so they're producing another batch. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's fantastic, because I still need to get Mr. Maritime. I need to get Mr. Maritime. So, because next time I do something updating the date night fragrances, I'll definitely have Mr. Romantic in there as a recommendation. Mr. Romantic's really good. Gotta say, that one's good enough to warrant checking out more of the house, I think. So I definitely want Mr. Maritime. Pound for pounds in the house. What's going on? Wearing Versace signature, also known as Versace Pour. I'm good to see you, man. By the way, guys, for the members, speaking of, I got back-to-back 3 members in a row right here. The member giveaway is going to be on the 30th, last Saturday of the month. The Hachivat bottle hasn't gotten here yet for those of you in the niche tier. That's supposed to come in tomorrow. So I got the 100 ml of Nishane Hachivat was what you guys voted on. That's what won. The bottle of Invictus Elixir, Victory Elixir is here. Second prize is going to be another bottle of Effla Parfum. We're going to do that again. Second spin for the designer tier, which the niche tier is also eligible for these. And then we're going to do the mystery box with a bunch of samples and decants as the third spin. So there's going to be 4 spins this month for those of you with the niche tier. Designer tier still has 3 spins. Patrick, good to see you. Wearing Latafa Assad. Got a wedding coming up in Estes Park. I'm struggling here. I have too many choices on way too many fragrances. Top 3, Baby Cat Tuxedo and Allure Homme Parfum. It's an outdoor affair. So where is this park? That's what I need to figure out. Okay. It's in Colorado. Okay. So it's going to be pretty cool. Man. You got 3 really good choices. I haven't tried Baby Cat. I've only tried a clone. Tuxedo's great. I tried that not that long ago. Tuxedo's great, but I mean, I can't pick against the Allure Homme Parfum because you're going to have the right weather for it. Outdoors in the mountains, heading into the fall. It's going to be nice and crispy. I got to say the Allure Homme Parfum, if it's me, that's what I'm going. I mean, if you're leaning another way, I mean, it's you. Do what you want to do, but that's my opinion. I can't pick against the Allure Homme Parfum. Not with those 3. I just can't. That's what I would do. Thank you for asking. One of my favorite Gourmand perfumes. A lot of people enjoy that one. That's for certain. I would be sore too. Do light exercise. Yes, for sure. You have any recommendations for a coffee scent that has creamy accords to it? Yes. Coffee Lush from Authenticity Perfumes. Eternal Coffee from Paris Corner. Those are both sweet cream coffees. Those are both really, really good. Wait, but none that are creamy. Well, there you go. I listed some creamy ones. It has some creamy accords. I have a few that have more of a roasted coffee, but none that are creamy. Okay, I read that wrong. So, yeah, there you go. Those 2. Eternal Coffee from Paris Corner and Coffee Lush from Authenticity Perfumes. Fuzzman, rocking Evening Mystique. Hell yeah, my man. So, guys, I just noticed how far back I am. So, I am going... Joe's all class. Love that guy. Yeah, I love Joe too. I'm going to have to skip ahead a little bit, unfortunately. So I apologize, but I'm much further back than I thought. I'm just now getting to this super chat. My man, I appreciate the $50. I really do. For those that didn't know, he's super generous. He's one of the few super fan tiers. So he donates to the channel pretty heftily every month already. So this is above and beyond, man. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Going with Hugo Boss to Scent Private Accord. You are going to smell incredible. You doing any fishing this weekend? I know you like to go on these fishing trips. Just curious on what you got going on. And also, are you off this weekend? Because I know you work nights most of the time. But, man, I appreciate the continued generosity. Just about as real of a supporter as it gets. I mean, that's shit. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Jason's in the house. Alluring Fig. Never tried that. Fico di Amalfi on the way. That's good stuff. I haven't been wearing it, though. Decided to add some fig fragrances to the collection. It's a unique type of profile, you know. Sometimes it'll be a little soapy, sometimes a little bitter and fruity, sometimes very juicy, sometimes a little woodsy, like fig leaf, fig tree type of notes. They'll have a woody nuance to them with that fruity fig smell. So there's a lot to explore with the note of fig alone, fig dominant fragrances. I hope you enjoy them. PDM is about to give the haters a kick in the nuts. There you go. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Scent of the day this morning, Barbados Vintage. They are refreshed with Ralph's Club. The EDP is $40 with Walgreens discount for 100 ml. That's cheap. That's a damn good price. Thank you for sharing that with everyone, Noel. So anybody that was interested, there you go. Screw the haters. Yeah. Jeremy has lied half the time, probably. Well, I can't confirm nor deny. I don't know Jeremy that well. But I do know he's very strategic with what he posts. I do know that. Gonna have to honor EJ next time I get paid. I already made a few purchases recently. It's Ralph's Club. I'm waiting on Wanted by Night and Rocha Sloan. That's some good stuff. Also bought Soiled Italian, or have you spelled Soiled Italy? Soiled Italian. I feel like that was intentional. But yeah, that's a good one. You're gonna like that. Got to hold off a bit. Ben Sherman Icon. That's a good little cheap ombre leather type smell. Has made a mockery out of this whole thing. He's like a spoiled boy king who can't stand to live if he isn't constantly in the spotlight. That's a pretty aggressive take there, boss. I think Curly's making a fragrance with Jeremy. No, she's got her own fragrance. She's been working on that. Michelle has been working on that. That was just the first time I saw the bottle in that post. I saw the post. She was letting him smell it. They're not making it together. She's been working on that as on her own. I mean, it's not my place. Now that she's showing the public, I can say that. But yeah, she's been working on that for a while now. Like around a year. It's been a while. Oh, talk about a marriage made in hell. That's hilarious. I mean, I'm on TRT. Let's get that out the way now. I do take a therapeutic dose of testosterone every 4 days with a half an Arimidex. Keep the water retention and aromatization down so it doesn't convert to estrogen as easily. I have a healthy estrogen level. I'm actually getting blood work done Monday. Actually, I'm due. I take creatine every day. My pre-workout of choice is Redcon 1 Total War, also with a scoop of Big Noise, which is their non-stimulant pre-workout formula. And then when I do drink protein, which isn't all the time, I have Redcon 1 Isotope, their whey isolate, as well as a bag of Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard whey. I like to blend that one when I add fruit, but just in a shaker bottle, I like the Isotope from Redcon 1. So I have those two different types of whey proteins, as well as I take red yeast rice and CoQ10 daily. I take a 1-a-day men's every morning. I supplement potassium twice a day. I take magnesium glycinate in the evenings. Trying to think, am I forgetting anything? Take a probiotic every morning. Really helps with the dairy when I have dairy. Keeps the bloat down. Healthy gut. Gut health is very important. Trying to think. Am I leaving anything out? Because I drink EAAs from time to time. Like I have some. I just don't drink them every day. If I want to increase my water intake, I'll mix some in a jug and just sit here and sip on that instead of Diet Dr. Pepper. Some days I want to cut back on the Diet Dr. Pepper and take in more just straight water, but it's hard to just drink like a gallon of water. I drink about a half a gallon religiously every day, maybe a little more. So it's not like I'm dehydrated, but of course you could always drink more. A gallon a day is kind of a good measuring stick. Some days I do a gallon. Most days it's closer to half a gallon. Like I'll drink close to a half a gallon just at the gym. A little less than half a gallon, just what's in my little jug. That's empty when I leave the gym. And that's got a hydration mix, Redcon 1 Canteen. So I do drink that daily. It's a hydration mix. It's got pomegranate. It's got electrolytes, some B vitamins. I forgot what else is in it. It's strictly for hydration. I've been drinking the strawberry something lately, but Plum Fusion is their best flavor. I got a bunch of those. But I think that's it for the supplements. I can't think of anything else because not everything's every day, but like my vitamins and minerals, that stuff's every day. Probiotic, all that good stuff. I think that's it. Nothing crazy, but it's all part of it. Some of you are like, holy shit, that's a lot of stuff. It's really not. Really not. There's some people that take a shit ton of supplements every day. So let's see. Scrolling down. I wanted to make sure to click. I didn't want you to think I was avoiding it because I love talking fitness stuff too. So I got to scroll down, guys. I'm so far. Randy, appreciate you doing the tag. For those of you that didn't see Randy's video, he did the Blue Fragrance Mount Rushmore tag earlier. So I did share that to my feed. He did it. Razor Ramon the Barber did it. DJ Sense that I was talking to in the chat earlier, he did it. Dedrick did it. Quality Fragrances on TikTok did it. I'm trying to think who else. I know I'm leaving some people out. Forgive me if you're watching. There's more people that did the tag. I appreciate you guys doing it. I thought it'd be a good tag, you know? And it was an easy one for me to go with because I figured I'd start with some milestone based in, like Randy expanded. Like I did Bleu de Chanel Parfum. He did the EDP. I did light blue. He went with light blue intense, which you made a good point. Without the one I picked, the one he picked can't exist in the Flankers Beyond. So that's kind of the reason I went with your Aqua de Jo and I went with light blue because they're very pivotal and they matter. They really set us on the path, you know? So it was good to see. I can appreciate, and you went with YEDT, the old formula. That one made me feel good because part of me would have loved to have put that on there. If I was just picking my favorite blues to spray, that would have went on there. That or Wild Parfum, one of the two. Because I'm with you, that's my two favorites. The old YEDT, the 2017 formula, and Wild Parfum. That's my two favorites. But good to see you, Randy. Absolutely, Greg. Ole Miss will beat Alabama. You never know. Who dat, by the way, but you never know. They might. How about them Niners? That's my favorite coming out the NFC. If they can stay pretty healthy, especially if Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy stay on the field, because there are other weapons on the outside. You never know. As long as you got two of the three between Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle, as long as you got two of the three with Purdy and McCaffrey, they're going to be in good shape. They will be in good shape. So that's my favorite coming out the NFC. McCaffrey is a beast. Yes, he is. Has been for a long time. Big on hiking in the cooler weather. I'm going on Sunday as well. I always struggle with what to wear, even if anything. I don't want to choke people out. It depends. Just anything. I like to wear stuff that's got a lot of greens when I used to do stuff out in the outdoors when I was in Colorado. Like I'm wearing fresher stuff when we go outdoors now. We went to the park, conservation park, and hit the trails the other day. I don't even remember what I wore. But I typically go with fresh green stuff when we would go on our hikes when we were in Colorado. Interestingly enough, I don't hate but really like Spicebomb Extreme, but it's the lowest selling Spicebomb in the line. Fun fact, Randy talks to a lot of reps. So I take that one to the bank, what he's saying right now, because it's a community darling. Usually the community darlings don't sell that well. We're the odd ducks. We like the less favorable, don't quite speak. And people think it's overhyped and stuff. That's just in our little community, our little online fragrance community. The grand scheme, I'm not surprised to hear this. Because you ever notice we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they discontinued this amazing fragrance. Well, it didn't sell worth a shit to the masses. We just like it. We're not the masses. We're the small corner. We're the hobby group. That's who we are. Everything in the world has a hobby group. We're the hobby group. You know, even though there's a couple 100,000 of us, there's 8 billion people in the world. And only a certain percentage of that even give a shit about a fragrance. To wear one, let alone hundreds, if not thousands, So how many content creators interact with their subs on a weekly basis? Not many. Appreciate the way you get your fan base involved and give back to the community. Keep it 100, Ross. Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the kind words. And like I said, the just ridiculous support you give me in the channel. Trust me, it doesn't go unnoticed, and I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Plus, I also get pretty excited when you win giveaways too, because I know you've won one for sure. Because you're just so, monetarily supportive of this channel. It's like, man, I'm always rooting for you to win something on the random picks. Because like, man, he throws some money this way with super chats and the membership and all that. So, man, I appreciate you. I really do. Seriously. Thank you. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Thank you again, Ross, for sharing my video. It's a big confidence boost knowing I have your support. Absolutely, man. I'm all for people putting their passion on video, or in, even if you just the type, because there's like Quality Fragrance. Okay. Give him a shout out. He might be watching right now. I don't even know his profile name on YouTube. Okay. But on TikTok, you'll see this, and he's got his little way he rotates his bottle. You see his hand, you see a fragrance, you hear his voice, you never see him. Some people, that's the way they're going to do it. And TikTok's built for stuff like that. That's the right platform for people that don't want to put their face on camera. So more power to him. I'm all for that kind of stuff. If you love it that much and you just want to talk about it on the internet, go for it. Go for it. Never let money or free shit be the goal. Let that be a byproduct of people enjoying watching you. Let that come naturally. Don't let that be the goal. If that's the goal, it's never going to turn into anything for you. I promise. That's never been my goal. Is it a great perk? Yeah, it's great, but I take you guys serious. I take what you guys think serious. As far as actual supporters of the channel, not the bullshit, like the actual people that value my opinion. I take that shit serious. I take this shit very, very serious. But I thank you very much for having me to be able to inspire you in the first place, and that you went ahead and did it, because I saw you gave me a lot of credit on those 2 videos. But I appreciate you. It's always a humbling experience when somebody wants to start a channel. Just watching me, I'm glad I can inspire you. Say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do it too. Go ahead with your bad self, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, because it's a fun thing. I have a blast doing this every day. I do this every day. I have to make myself take days, like I'm unplugging from social media this weekend. That's hard for me to do. So I just love talking fragrance. I love being involved in fragrance and the conversation. Basically, in the conversation is what it is. I love to talk about them. I can always talk fragrance. Thank you, man. Michael Gassaway, my favorite IFBB pro. Has anyone tried Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé? I know Randy has for certain. So it's available on Max Aroma now. I've heard it's similar. What I've heard, I don't know if Randy said this or somebody else. I've heard a few opinions that it's kind of a slightly more grown-up take, or more evening take, I guess, on the cologne flanker, because the note breakdown's very similar to the discontinued cologne flanker. But I've heard maybe it's its older brother. Randy, did you say that? Did I hear that from you, that it's the cologne's older brother? Something along those lines. Like, it's really, really close, but it's not exactly the same. That's basically what my understanding has been. I haven't tried it yet. I hope so too. That'd be great. Trust me, I would love, love, love to have that plaque right the hell here. I'll go get one of those little like commemorative plate displays, the little bracket. I'll put that son of a bitch right there. If and when, it's going right there, or possibly right here. Something like, maybe I'll move the monitor. I don't know, but I will proudly display that right here for when we're on these live streams. I promise you. Because there's only 2 milestones on YouTube. It's that and 1 million. Do I expect to ever get to 1 million? Probably not. Probably not going to be a thing no matter how long I do this. You never know. But I think the real achievable milestone here is the 100K, the silver play button. And I just, man, I can only imagine the emotion that's going to overcome me if and when I get to open that package. I hope so. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Eric's in the house. What's going on, big dog? Good people in the live. We're in 40 knots. I haven't sprayed that one in a while. It's good stuff. Bois Imperial by Essential Parfums. I have tried it with Justin. I feel like it's in the same vein of Ganymede, because the same perfumer, just much more daily wear appropriate. It's an easier wear. Wish you a great day wearing Emir L'Art d'Espoir Ambre. No, the amber. Is it an amber one? I don't remember, because I only ever spray Ambre, which is Ambre Nomade. Never tried it. No thoughts, unfortunately. Before you started your channel, who were some fragrance content creators you watched? So my 2 favorites were Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, and Justin, who ended up, Justin's like one of my best friends. It's just weird how that worked out. But yeah, that was my 2 favorites. I mean, I've watched a bunch. I've watched Steven on and off over the years. And Buck, Big Beer Business. I used to watch Buck all the time. All the time. I used to watch Buck. I relate to Buck. I like Buck. I've had Buck on the channel. He did a live stream with me where I had a few people on, and he came hang out for like a good 40 minutes. That was great. That was very nice of Buck. That's pretty much the main ones. Soiled Italian. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought that was pretty funny. You can't just like smell yourself and say, oh, that's what I'm wearing. Come on, fragrance reviewer. Absolutely. Most effort and genuine interest. I'm always so stunned that Ross remembers a lot of stuff, and I would like to think these live streams prove to people that it's a memory bank full of shit. It's not like I'm on the fly pulling stuff up to answer questions. So I would like to think y'all understand that that's what it is in the videos. That's just what it is. I'm not reading off of, like, when I'm looking around, it's just me being in my thoughts when I'm looking around. I appreciate you pointing that out, because it's when it's things that are important to me, no matter how unimportant they are in life, if it's important to me, I want to know everything. Everything I'm into that I'm passionate about, I want to know everything. I study, I seek out information. I learn. I like to learn. And the stuff I'm into is stuff like this: shoes, fragrances, this, watches. In the grand scheme of things, not all that important, but they're important to me. And there's people in the world that share the same passion. A la this platform, this conversation right now live. So I appreciate you guys, seriously. Fishing died down this time of year in Minnesota, getting ready for ice fishing in a few months. Well, there you go. There you go. Because I know you like to fish. That's why I'm asking. Found out yesterday that Allure Homme Sport and Versace Pour Homme are nearly identical. They are pretty damn close. Allure Homme Sport's got more depth to it, but they are pretty damn close. You smell one in the other. Where the differences start coming in is when you get to the flankers for Allure Homme Sport, like Eau Extreme, not quite the same, bit different. The cologne, more like a complex Dior Homme cologne. It's better, But yeah, Allure Homme Sport and Versace Pour Homme, they are pretty close. I wouldn't say nearly identical, but I would say really close. You definitely smell each other. They smell like each other, for sure. That's like the whole thing with Missoni Wave. There's an argument for, like, if you go to the forums and look at the smell like sections, that's the two fragrances they'll say it smells like. Because in the opening, you'll smell more Versace Pour Homme, but as it settles, you immediately start to get the added complexity of Allure Homme Sport. So I'm right there with you. Eros is my TRT. Well, there you go. You super vascular. Do you take L-arginine and L-carnitine? No, not unless it's already in the supplements, which I want to say in Big Noise, there is some arginine. Let's look. I want to say there is. Because when I got to pump at the gym, you want to talk about pipelines everywhere. When I got to pump at the gym, for those of you that follow the fitness IG page, or right after the gym, like the thumbnail for this stream, that's from yesterday, about 30 minutes after I got home from the gym. Still had a pump. What was I doing? Redcon 1. There we go. I just want to see. I believe they have some arginine in there, because I take that before the gym in my pre-workout. Let's go. Pre-workout. Where's Big Noise? Because I don't think they have it in they don't have it in Total War. I just want to see the label. Where's the damn ingredients label? Okay, here we go. Choline, sodium, betaine, acetyl L-carnitine. So they got acetyl L-carnitine. They got a 500 milligram dose of it. Citropique, L-theanine, Cistrax. So yeah, they have the L-carnitine. So there you go. I know a lot of you don't care, but yeah, figured I'd check and see. You still talking about Jeremy? Jesus, pause. I do plant-based protein for shakes. Lactose intolerant, and it sucks. Well, most of them are like mostly lactose free, 98%. That 2% might still be too much for you if you're lactose intolerant, but so I get it. Double Tap, EAA, and More Light. What is More Light? I'm not familiar with that. But I know about Double Tap and EAA. So Double Tap's thermogenic, which to cut some of the weight, I was doing that instead of Redcon 1 a while back. I'm back on a slight surplus for those of you that are curious. I found that sweet spot right around 3,000 calories. I'm in a 300 calorie surplus where I don't feel bloated, because at 3,500 I was feeling bloated. I know 3,500 calories doesn't sound like a lot for some people to do 5,000-6,000. I'm not trying to just swell the hell up. I just want to be in a slight surplus to really have my muscles fuller and be stronger in my workouts and really be able to throw some weight around a bit more now. I've been way stronger lately. So that's why I've been doing that. But this way I'm not as bloated. So I'm not going to be as lean and as vascular. Because in about 4 to 6 weeks, I think I'm going to go back into depth. Because I wanted to go back into a surplus. And it was like, oh, shit, I'm bloated. So I got away from it for about a week. And then I started slowly increasing my calories again. And I kind of found the sweet spot where I'm not just bloated and full of water. I mean, still got water retention. But listening while driving. Have a great weekend. Well, I appreciate you. Cliffy's in the house wearing Happyland Paisley Sky. Good to see you. Kajira, speaking of people that like to hit the gym pretty hard, what's good, big dog? I can't complain, my man. Glad you're able to make it. We follow each other on our fitness IG pages, by the way. That's why I immediately like, hey, what's going on? I normally don't see him in the live chats. Raja Danger, Parfum Cologne. Ooh, you smell fan-damn-tastic. That's a good one. That's a really good one. You tried the Velvet Collection from Black and Senso. I've never even heard of that. Good scent, but a bit weak. I'll let it macerate, see if it gets any better. $15 at TJ Maxx. No, I've never even heard of it. The Niners hurt my feelings beating up on my Giants, but the Niners are looking like the team. They are looking like the team. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs going down, that's going to hurt Dallas greatly. As long as y'all don't lose Micah Parsons. I mean, that's the two. Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons. If they both go out, doesn't matter how many points the Cowboys score. Everybody will be able to score on them. So, yeah, they better keep Micah Parsons on the field. That's the most important piece of that defense. But Trayvon Diggs, man, that hurts. He's so good. He's so good. Man, I hope he has a speedy recovery. He's so good. Running back. No, not this weekend. Not this weekend. I'm unplugging this weekend. We'll probably get back to it next Sunday for week 4. For those of you who didn't know, we do a fantasy football live stream for the noon set of games on TLTG Vlogs channel. And I'm going to take this week off. It's not necessarily going to be every week, but it'll be most weeks. So I'm going to take week 3 off, and then week 4 we'll do it again. Hold up now, Ross. We're Saints fans, so we never support the 41. Well, I mean, I'm just a football fan in general, and I'm also realistic. And I can be unbiased when discussing reality here. I respect them, but always root against them. See, I'm not going to be just a complete biased fan. I ride or die with my Saints, but I'm just a football fan of the sport. I'm a fan of the sport in general, and you got to look at it, from an unbiased fanhood. You can't just have your fanhood play into it. That they really do look like the team to beat in the NFC. We're not beating them in the playoffs if we make the playoffs, which we very well could win our division. I would like to think we're favorites for the division. Tampa Bay surprisingly good. I did not see that coming. And Atlanta, it's just an early season darling. Atlanta, they're going to trickle off. That's where the fanhood will come in. I mean, you want to talk about a team to root against? Let's talk about the Falcons. Saints fan, come on. The Niners, not our division. I'm not sweating that. We just need to focus on our division. But when it comes to playoff time, we're not beating the Eagles. We'd probably match up pretty well with Minnesota if they get it together. Dallas, up in the air. Our defense would match up really well with their offense. So I would say that would be a good matchup. But as far as the 49ers and the Eagles, we're not beating them in the playoffs. Let's be real. That's most likely, barring health, that's your NFC championship. Philadelphia and San Francisco. Perfect example of someone I stopped watching due to personal lack thereof. Let's just say his name may or may not be a city in Texas. Oh, I caught it. Took me a second. Had to think about it. Only group that matters. What does that mean? Do you have a previously? There's a wink. There's an LOL. Scrolling up. McCaffrey is a beast. Okay, so you're the person that said McCaffrey is a beast. So I was trying to figure out what you were talking to. Like, that was a little cryptic. And then we got back. Hell yeah. I always enjoy your Friday deal alert videos. And this one was on Monster Video. A little cryptic with the way you typed it. I'm trying to figure out exactly the sentiment here. I always enjoy moral of the story is you enjoy the content. I appreciate that. But this one was on Monster Video. This one was one Monster Video talking about the live stream, maybe? I don't know. I'm a little confused, but I understand it's a positive sentiment about you enjoying the content, Mark. I don't really have a top 5. I don't really have much from Dua. It's like slightly different opening. 50-50 with people who like cologne better. Like, so this is Platine Privé. Here you go, guys. And Platine's better. It's close, though. So there you go. I do have one Steelers hat. So the first year that New Era got the licensing for the NFL, I think it was 2012. Either 2010 or 2012. I want to say 2012 because that's when Nike got the licensing too, because Reebok had the deal for both. And then Reebok lost the licensing. Nike got the apparel, and New Era got the hats back. Point being, I got after that season, a lot of those hats were cheap at Champs. We're talking $5. That's the Cowboys hat that I have. That's the Eagles hat that I have. That's the Steelers hat that I have. That's the Raiders hat that I have. Of course, I have all of the Saints ones. I bought those as soon as they dropped. I paid full price for those because they had variants. They had a snapback. They had multiple colorways or color combinations of the 5950, the fitted hat. So, but point being, I have Miami, which I have more than one Miami Dolphins hat for that. But I'd have to go dig and grab some of them for you. The ones that are easy to grab are my Saints ones, but because those are always front and center this time of year. But yeah, that's where I have, like, there's certain teams that I do have a hat from, and it's those, because I was like, for $5, why the hell not? You know, even though I'm not necessarily a fan, but yeah, I do have a Cowboys hat, believe it or not. I might fuck with some people and wear it in a stream and really throw some people off. Some people will be so excited, and then Saints fans will be like, what the fuck are you doing? So maybe we'll have some fun with that. Because I was a huge Dez Bryant fan. I love Dez Bryant. Growing up, I was a big playmaker guy and Emmitt Smith. You know, I liked Troy Aikman. Like, I really liked the triplets. And of course, I was a Deion Sanders fan. I'm still a Deion Sanders fan. But I wasn't necessarily a Cowboys fan. Certain players I was a fan of. But I've always liked the Steelers, though. I never had anything against the Steelers. I like that whole division, really. I don't hate the Browns. Love the Ravens. I love the Bengals. You know, I'm just a football fan, and I'm a fan of certain players. Numbers are not so important, not the subs, but in the number of views you get and faithful followers. That is indeed a fact. It's a done deal, Ross. What's a done deal, Scott? What the hell is a done deal? You tell me. Justin's a lovely guy. Indeed, he is. I feel like I'm pretty far back because I want to say in my peripheral, I saw Scott's comment come up on YouTube a while ago, and I'm paying attention to StreamYard. So we're at about an hour and a half. We'll do a few more minutes. Typically, this week's been longer streams. Don't get used to it. But this week's been longer streams. Never tried it. I really like Bacio Immortelle better now. It's powerful, very nice and sweet. Yeah, the raspberry's got a nice sweet element to it. A lot of saffron and leather. It's good stuff. Why isn't Prodalone put into some God tier? I know you meant tier category. By most, got a bottle today finally. It's up there for me. It's the first Iris fragrance I ever bought. Based on hype, I bought it, and I love it. It made me want to explore more. It made me dive into the Dior Homme line, and then it made me start expanding into niche irises, Florentine iris, natural iris, and orris butter. So it was a pivotal fragrance for me. It was my first iris fragrance that made me fall in love with that powdery flower. Yep. So I did pick up the playoff 12s. Finally, I picked up the playoff 13s. I picked up some '05 white and university blue women's 13 lows from Goat. I bought these all from Goat. Well, the 12s I got from eBay. What else did I pick up? I got the white and red Chicago 13s from 2017. I bought those from Goat. I'm going to get the white and red 12s next month. I'm going to get those. I'm not going to fight to get them. I'm probably just going to wait, just like I did with the playoff 12s and 13s. I'm not going to fight. They're going to make a lot. They've been making a lot. So I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to have them right when they drop, more than likely. It might be a month, 2 months, 3 months. But I'm going to get them. I'm going to get the white and red 12s. But that's pretty much it as far as J's, because I don't really buy that many. I got rid of so many J's years ago. Grail pickups for me and stuff, like original Obsidian 12s from 97. Like I had those dead stock. I just had them. It was my favorite pair ever. I'd like wear them on carpet around the house. Didn't want to put them on concrete or floors or anything, or crease them. Everybody's got their weird ways, right? But that's it for this year. I haven't bought any other ones, and I don't plan on getting anything besides the white cherry 12s, as they're being called. I still just call them the white and red 12s, but I'll grab those. Charuto Mysterious Tobacco. I love that I didn't like it at all first. Now it's evolved on the skin, and it's great. A great base scent for layering. I'm not the layering type, but that's good to know. Hey, we lost about 30 viewers all of a sudden, randomly. Is it because I mentioned shoes? We went from a little over 100 to 76 like that. Must be. It's because we talked about shoes for a second. That's fucking hilarious. Ross, I saw your short on Sculpture Parfum. Haven't smelled the original. What are the perfumes? So Wood and Spices from Montal. It smells closer to Wood and Spices from Montal because it's a higher oil concentration. It smells richer. It is the same fragrance, just a higher oil base. Guys, that doesn't happen often. That does not happen often. It's like having, now these are 3 different fragrances, but it's like picking concentrations on a formula. Let's say this is 18, 20, and 22%, but it's the same formula. They literally just have a higher oil concentration. That doesn't get released like that often. That's exactly what Sculpture and Sculpture Parfum is. Let's say the Eau de Toilette's 10% and the Parfum is 18 or 20%, which is technically Eau de Parfum. Designers are good for that. They'll call it a Parfum when it's really a higher EDP. So let's call it that. It literally is that. It's just a higher concentration of the same formula. It boggled my mind for those of you that saw the video today, and then I followed it up after it settled with a shorts video that I released at 10 o'clock this morning. I did that later in the night last night after I filmed the haul video. I was surprised. So if you have one, don't buy the other. If you don't have the original, get the Parfum. It's only $27. It lasts longer. It's not as loud. It's richer. It's superior. But if you have the original, don't bother. It's as redundant as it gets. Unless you just really want the thicker version because you love the original so much. That's my advice on that. Thanks for all you do. You really have helped me in my fragrance journey tremendously. Appreciate you, man. Glad I could help. Is it me, but I'm the only person that doesn't like Eau Extreme? You're not the only person, but I mean, I think it's pretty good. Right now, 3,000. Slight surplus. My maintenance level is 2,700. Slight surplus. I don't get bloated this way. At 3,500, I was getting bloated. Oh, I appreciate that, Scott. Scott just texted me. He meant done deal with me getting my play button. I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you, man. Fragrance addict Alex, wearing the Bass Pro hat too. I wore the navy blue Bass Pro hat to the gym today. Jimmy Choo Aqua, center of the day, picking up my son at school. Hello, Mr. TLTG. Hello, Mr. Alex. How are you? Thanks for that Platine Privé. Just saw it for $62. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I knew Randy was here, and I know he's got experience with it. He would have been better to answer than me. Good to see you, Scott. Any day above ground's a good day, as Tupac said, though. Every dark night, there's a bright day. Keep your heads up. Keep going every day. Life is too short to stress on the little things. Well said. That is a fact. Life is too short. Life is way too short. And that's what happens when you lose loved ones and those close to you. That perspective always comes in where life is too short. You know, it's why sweat the things you can't control? Why bother? You can't change it. All you're going to do is torment yourself trying to change something that can't be changed and give attention to those that don't deserve your attention and feed the beast, basically. So control what you can control, focus on what makes you happy, try to be a good person and live right, be respectful of others, wake up and kill it, set goals. Like I made a post about this, set lofty yet realistic goals and overachieve. Like this is all the outlook that I have. And it's just, that's focus on what's important. Shit like that's not important. You're absolutely right. No point in stressing about little things. We only make them big things if we make them big things. Masculine smells. I don't know if anything out there. Okay, different. Any luck on the rack stores? Not so much lately. I've been seeing stuff, but it's either stuff I have or stuff that's doesn't really excite me to want to pick up. Like I've been very torn with this TJ Maxx for the Atimo, however you say it, from Ferragamo. I keep seeing it at TJ Maxx here. They have a few bottles. And I keep going back and forth about grabbing it. New favorite scent, Alharmine Gold Edition, a banger for the summer and fall seasons. Interesting combination of seasons. It's crazy low, more light. Oh, MRE, the MRE light. I had that a while back. Whole food protein. It's good stuff. Without tons of calories, not a ton of carbohydrates. That's a good protein. It's got beef protein, chicken protein, stuff like that. It's good stuff. Whole food protein. That's one of the things I like about Redcon. You can get stuff that's not just dairy based, because whey is based off of milk. Even though you can remove the lactose, it's still a milk protein. Yeah, for sure. Hermes H24, excellent. I agree. Joe Alsip, Copper Still fragrances. That's okay. We just paid Joe Burrow $1 trillion and are about to be 0-3. He's killing my fantasy team. I know that's not as important as you being a fan of the actual team, but he's killing my fantasy team. I'm actually hoping Anthony Richardson gets out of concussion protocol, and I'm just starting him. He's been better every week anyway. And Brock Purdy got picked up week one after week one, so there's nothing in free agency, and I don't want to make a trade because I'd have to hurt my team to try to create Band-Aids elsewhere. So I just kind of got to roll with what I got. Man, I'm with you, though. Vertus Vanilla Oud in the mail from Fragrance by. Oh, that's such a good fragrance. I hope you enjoy it. It happens every year, man. Happens every year. Fall Day went with Cheapy. Mercedes-Benz Intense, great unleaded Fahrenheit. That's a good way to look at it. Eau Extreme still better than Versace Parfum. I agree. Not Atlanta. Yeah, for sure. You're out. Have a good one, Cliffy. We're about to shut it down in a minute. We're a little over an hour and a half. Probably get to about an hour 45. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the comment section. 704 Tactical. I know about 511 Tactical. I don't know about that. Same. I'm a fan in general, too, which is why I said I respect them, a.k.a. they're good. I'm a little older than you. The Winers was in our division back in the day. Of course, I hate the Falcons. Come on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the common enemy here is Atlanta. That's as a Saints fan, that's the only true team hatred for me is Atlanta, because that's a real rivalry. The fans, too. It's a real rivalry. I don't mean it maliciously, but there's a little extra salt when it comes to Atlanta. Like when I see people with Atlanta stuff on their car, I'm like, scoff at it when I walk by in the parking lot. Like, look at that, bae. You know, I pointed out to the wife because she knows it's just like skin crawling as a Saints fan to see Atlanta shit. But I mean, I'm not gonna act like I haven't had Atlanta players and stuff like that on my fantasy team, and like it's fun fan stuff. I don't like hate any person that's a Falcons fan or anything. Don't misconstrue it. It's all in good fun. It's just, you know. So Born in Roma never inspired me, and Born in Roma Intense kind of smells like a smoky Invictus Aqua. It's actually pretty nice. Have a decant. Yeah, I got your text. I got your text. I'm behind right now. I think it's interesting about other hobbies. I used to collect Marvel action figures growing up to my teenage years. I love collecting. Almost got into collecting vintage vinyls and guitars too. Everybody's got their vices. Parlome's my favorite iris as of yet. It's such a good fragrance. It really is. It's great DNA. Tuscan King's really good raspberry fragrance too. Neon Dion, only player to play football and baseball in the same day. Yeah, he sure the hell did. Flew in on the helicopter. Got to be dramatic. You got to love it. Mikey Dinsmore, good to see you, my man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Not really. I can kind of see where you're coming from, but I wouldn't relate them that much to each other. God bless everyone. Sin of the day, Loam, all team. Speaking of one that got discontinued, and we were like, what are they doing? That's so amazing. It didn't sell worth a crap to the masses. We, as the hobby group, love Loam, all team. It's one of the best ones they've ever put out. But again, that's us being the hobbyist. We look at it differently than the masses do. They probably smelled that dusty rose and ginger combo and were like, give me the original, because they don't give it. They're not looking at, well, this one lasts 6 hours on my skin. I got 5 hours and 43 minutes out of this one. They don't do that shit. The masses, we do that shit. But I appreciate you, man. Look at you. You're killing the game. I appreciate it, man. Moving up in my workplace has cut into my TLTG live streams, but I attend when I can. I appreciate everything. We're all in this together, TLTG fan. Thank you again. That's $70 in super chats this stream from you. That's impressive. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Seriously. That definitely. So whatever the tally is, usually at the end of the month with my cut after YouTube takes 30%, that's usually what I spend on fragrances every month. Like, not all of what I spend on fragrances, but it's the super chat total goes towards my monthly fragrance budget. That's literally what I try to allocate it for. So I appreciate that. You're contributing to fragrance hauls with that money. I appreciate that. Thank you. Seriously. Checked 20 minutes ago, sold out on FragranceNet. Oof. Zaharoff, Coco Loco. Good stuff, Luis. Or mention the Cowboys. Yeah. I made it. Yeah, and we just about to shut it down. Like I said, the stream's been a little bit longer this week. Sorry I'm late. Azaro, the most wanted. Well, you smell really good, Pink Panther. You smell really good. I am him. Show me different. What a name. What's good, Ross? What are your thoughts on the UAW strike? UAW. Is that the Writers Guild? I don't know. I don't know what UAW means. Stands for. What's it the acronym for? Is it the writer strike? That's the only strike I know of right now. Maybe I'm aloof to whatever situation you're talking about. Ralph Lauren Purple Label. Beautiful bottle. I've never smelled it. Heard good things, though. '12s and 13s. Deep cut. Mariner 13s were sick. I think they said hopefully easy pickings. We'll see. Some stuff sells out pretty damn fast. Some of the stuff sells out really fast. Look at Mikey Dinsmore with the super chat. Weighing in on some Jays. Let me get to that. That's hilarious. Well, you could be a Bears fan. Luckily, I'm not. One of my childhood best friends, Keith, he sure is. This is the friend I've told you guys about that grew up in South Louisiana with me, but his dad raised him to be a Cubs fan, Bears fan, and an Alabama fan. That's that friend. So Alabama has lost this year. I like the Cubs, but Alabama has lost this year and the Bears are atrocious. So it's been a rough go for Keith so far. And then people are counting out Keith for this week. Like there's already in this chat talking about Alabama's going to lose this week. So I don't know. We'll see. Unleaded. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to look at it, right? Wasted money in football. Nick Chubb. He was my first pick in the fifth hole. Watson performing less than spectacular, killing my Browns. Oh, so you're an actual Cleveland Browns fan. That's a rough life. That's a rough life, man. You should start a support group with the Miz. I get it, man. I grew up a Saints fan. It was like that for me most of my life until the, mid 2000s, right after Katrina, when we got Sean Payton and Drew Brees, and there was hope. So trust me, I get it, man. I get it. Pick up Sculpture Parfum today. Like I said, if you like the original, it's better. I think it's better, but it's super redundant. It's hard to say which one's the best. It depends on what you like more. Do you like the sweetness more? Do you like the almond and the extract more with the sweetness? Do you want more of an amberwood smell? Do you like the florals? Because there's so many good renditions that lean on certain accords better than others. So it's not really a one kind of thing. I don't think there's a best one. But I mean, if you want kind of something that encompasses a lot of all of it, Club Dinner We Untold is actually pretty well balanced with, you get the cotton candy sweetness. It's like Ariana Grande Cloud's opening that starts to transition into the floral heart of
Instant Crush from Mancera, then dries down to Baccarat Rouge 540 EDP. Like smells much closer to the original when it dries down. That's actually a good way to get kind of all of it in one fragrance. I don't necessarily think it's the best. It's not a carbon copy, but you get all of the elements I was referring to in one fragrance. Yeah, it does. Because that's what I'm saying. Born in Roma Intense smells like Invictus Aqua plus incense. Coral Fantasy. Okay. Just got Givenchy Pie this week. Plan on wearing it tomorrow night. I haven't smelled that since I was a kid. I don't even remember what it smells like. By the way, that cheapy black Incenso is supposed to be a dupe of Velvet Incenso. Okay, noted. Automotive Strike. Okay, I did not know about this. That's not good. The Writer's Strike. Who the fuck cares if you're not in Hollywood? But Automotive Strike, that could be really bad. That's going to be really bad. Mikey Densmore, the $4.99 super chat. He is a fan of the Jordan 3s. A lot of people are. That's kind of a grail model for a lot of people with their specific colors. And the 7s. Shout out to the 7s. The Raptor 7s, I think, are the best looking. Obviously, people love the Olympic 7s and stuff like that. But for me, the Raptor 7s, that black suede-like Durabuck with the red and purple hits. If I'm picking a pair of 7s, I'm going Raptor 7s. Yeah, so I'm with you on that, Mikey. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Or, we got a follow-up. Prime time, only guy to hit a home run and score a touchdown in the same week. Also, only guy playing the Super Bowl and the World Series. Indeed. My favorite athlete of all time, man. My favorite athlete ever. What is going on here? Oh, okay. Whatever. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, it's the hype beast of the line in this community. What the? It's on a loop with this ad on YouTube. I got to refresh YouTube. That was weird. Because I always have it StreamYard right here. And then I have it playing on YouTube just in case I miss something. I like to have both platforms available when I'm live. Proud of You sweeter than Off 9 p.m. No. I don't think, not even close. 9 p.m. is a much sweeter fragrance. Proud of You got really good as it dried. It got much closer to Stronger With You, absolutely. Proud of You Absolute is pretty good. It opens a bit different. Like the balance is way off from the original. Totally different. And I'm still surprised that there's no rum listed because I smell rum. It smells like the boozy note that's in the original. Again, like I said, it could be like benzoin given a boozy feel because certain benzoins will do that because they list woody amber. And a lot of the times the amber that's going to be listed is benzoin. So there's no real amber anymore anyway. So it probably is that. That's probably what's causing that. But it does smell really good. I'm going to do a full review on it. I got to spend some more time with it, but it's a good pickup. It's a good pickup if you've been looking for Strong With You. Absolutely. You're tired of waiting for the real deal and you want to spend like a third of the price. Not too shabby. So far, that's my thoughts. I have not. Late as fuck. Sin of the day was Star Walker. All good. Glad to have you. I'm trying to get to the bottom and we're going to shut this down. As a Lions fan, good year for you. Last year was a good year too. Yeah, Dan Campbell's the real deal, man. I don't know how you can not like Dan Campbell. One of the best player coaches I've ever seen. Former players that's a coach. He's hard not to like. It's hard not to root for him to succeed, man. Jordan 1 Biohack, my favorite. Not many people like it. Everybody's got their favorites. Like I said, I'm an Obsidian 12 guy. How many people do you know ever gave Grail greatest of all time shoe praise to that? That's my favorite shoe ever. And I had the originals. I just had them. I refused to wear them. And the 2012 retro release, man, the real ones look like a replica of the original. They're not good. Not good. That's why I didn't even buy them. And now they're 11 years old. So it's like, I don't want to buy that. They weren't good materials anyway. When you think about Bad Boy Cobalt, I don't have enough experience with it to really weigh in. So we're at the bottom. I'm about to shut it down. New to the chat, salute. Man, I now feel bad. You're new to the chat right when you come in, and we're shutting it down, man. I appreciate you being here, though. Monday, we'll be back at it with some Sammy Andrus fragrances. He sent me a new package. I don't know what's in there, but we'll be checking it out. Need a video of your watch collection. Everyone needs a good timepiece. Maybe one day. It would be on the other channel, if anything. Have an awesome weekend. Stay smelling good. Yeah, so on that note, 13. Oh, well, no wonder we get along so well because I go back and forth on the 12s and 13s as the greatest model ever. That's my jam. 11s, 12s, 13s, and 14s. That's the ones for me. That stretch. It's my favorites. But on that note, we'll go ahead and shut it down. We've done almost 2 hours. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats, especially this crazy generous bastard right here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for taking some time out to hang out with me on your Friday. I hope you all have an awesome, awesome weekend. Happy college and NFL football weekend to you all. I hope all of your teams win, unless you're a Falcons fan or an Alabama fan, because I naturally have to bust Keith's balls, my childhood friend. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Check out today's video if you haven't yet. It was a fragrance haul video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.